What are your thoughts on mysterious disappearances and spiritual abilities? Among missing person cases, there's one that stands out for its particularly eerie nature: the disappearance of Kamozen Yuki-chan. This time, I'd like to talk about this case. First, let's go over the outline of the case. Let's take a closer look at what happened to Yuki-chan, step by step. Yuki-chan's family includes her parents and two older sisters. And as for Yuki-chan, she had a responsible personality. She would fold her own clothes and make cocoa by herself. Yuki-chan came home at 2 p.m. that day. Her father left for his night shift at 6 p.m. The next morning, Yuki-chan came home. At that time, her mother, who had been sleeping, had already left for her part-time job and wasn't home. Around 2:30 p.m. that day, I called home and talked with Yuki-chan. When her older sister, a 6th grader, came home at 3:30, Yuki-chan was already gone. Warm cocoa remained on the table at 4 p.m. Her father, Yoshiyuki, woke up and noticed Yuki-chan was missing, but didn't think much of it. That was usually when she played with friends. Later, her mother came home, but even at night, Yuki-chan still hadn't returned. At 8 p.m., police, family, and teachers searched for her with 500 officers, but she wasn't found. Around 2:30 p.m., when her older sister arrived home, Yuki-chan was already missing, and there were several suspicious things left inside the house. First, as I mentioned earlier, there was a cup of warm cocoa left behind. She left her usual bicycle at home when going out to play. It was still cold then, so she always wore it. Her pink jumper was left at home. That day, Yuki-chan declined her friend's invitation. She left her cocoa unfinished, skipped her jumper, and didn't cycle out. Considering this situation, I think Yuki-chan was either in a hurry to leave the house for some reason, or she was taken away by someone. The police immediately began conducting interviews regarding this case. Witness reports about Yuki-chan kept coming in. There were almost too many. She was seen talking to a white van's driver at the school's jungle gym and near Tomita Station, close to the school. The most frequent sighting was near Tomita Station, and these reports were used to search for Yuki-chan. However, none of these were significant leads. Afterward, the family requested information. They made flyers, signs, appeared on television, and waited for case clues. Suspecting a ransom kidnapping, they put a trace on their home phone and waited. There were no threatening calls, but they often got eerie silent ones. That's right. After 3 years without progress, it was suddenly 1994. A letter for Kamozen Hideyuki-sama, the wrong name, arrived at the family's home. The police dismissed it as just a prank, but the contents were terrifying. Actually, calling it contents might be misleading. Families. The family's family. Later, another letter arrives for the family, offering to cooperate with the investigation. The letter was from Tatsuo Ogata of Fukuoka Prefecture. He claimed he could talk to spirits, and said Yuki-chan had died, with a man and woman as the culprits. With Yuki-chan's spirit helping, he agreed to investigate. The letter was mysterious, and 3 days later, another arrived. Another spirit appeared, interfering with Yuki-chan's spirit, according to this person. He told us he could no longer help with the investigation, and after that, no more suspicious letters came. After that, there were no significant leads, and the investigation made no progress. Time just passed by in vain. In October 2003, 12 years after the incident occurred, a suspicious call was made to the family. In a young man's voice, he described his physique and said he had a punch-perm hairstyle and was 170 centimeters tall. At the time Yuki-chan disappeared, he was driving the white Litevan mentioned in the eyewitness testimony. The man's characteristics were a punch-perm hairstyle and a height of 170 centimeters. This information was only disclosed to the police. Since only the police knew this information, they suspected the caller was the culprit, but there was no further contact. In 2006, the statute of limitations expired, and the investigation ended. 13 years after the statute of limitations ended in 2019, the truth remains unknown. I hope we get closer to it. A mysterious letter, key to identifying the culprit, was sent to the family. I'll now explain its contents. Remember, this is only one interpretation. About Yuki, people say, "Poor Yuki, poor Yuki." They also say, "Poor mother, poor father." I think the person who did this was the prostitute from Tomita. Born in Tomita, she graduated from school and lives across from Tomita Ishiki. She worked at Pachiko and Popeye. She started a family, and years later began taking clients as a prostitute. Now she manages a four-legged animal near the police station, then worships the Inari deity of Suzuka. She made a drug deal while drinking coffee in a room full of irises across from a certain place. I think the one with the wad of bills was either Yakuza or Korean. She entered a hotel in broad daylight and spread her legs wide. She ignored her business, immersed herself in sex, and sold herself again, losing her humanity and becoming like an animal. Overwhelmed, she followed the Yakuza's orders, unaware it would escalate into a major incident and then Kamchatka. Not knowing how cold the snow on the peninsula could be, she ended up casting herself into a freezing hell. It's now been 3 springs since that incident occurred. I think the place where Yuki is now is where the drug dealer used to be. Is that Yuki's mother, fluttering weakly like a butterfly past the charcoal? Searching for her child, she crosses the vast charcoal sea. The prostitute seems indifferent, but occasionally glances at posters for Yuki. She must feel some guilt. Trying to forget, she spends each day seeking another man's company and keeps going. Who is the prostitute? She was definitely born in Tomita. Wait for solid proof before telling the authorities. Be patient and watch from a distance. This is a big case, so there's no need to hurry. I want to dismantle them slowly. She's a prostitute. I pity Yuki. Giving birth is life or death. It's part of being human. This is a woman's most precious moment. We must also note there's been no ransom demand, and Yuki-chan may be involved with an underground group. I think it's hard to completely rule out that theory. Strangely enough, if the culprits were a Yakuza and a prostitute. According to a psychic reading by Tatsuo Ogata, it's possible the culprits are a man and a woman working together. And I also think that maybe this letter was written by the prostitute. Lastly, it's because it says that giving birth is a life or death matter for me. What do you all think? It was meant to be just another normal day. This incident, where a single day was drastically changed by coming into contact with the perpetrator. If Yuki-chan were alive, she'd be 36 now. I believe she's still alive and the truth will come out. And all I can do is pray that Ms. Yuki will be found. Thank you very much for watching. See you again in the next video. Bye-bye.